Well, it's just 2 minutes past 10 o'clock. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and Magalu Mohammed is with us on sign language. First though, let's look at the top stories. Annette Museveni discusses education sector with Russia envoy. Suspected ADF rebels kill 2, injure 1 in Kasese. Parliament tasks government to prioritize physical planning. And lastly, over 1,000 evicted from Rubiji wetlands. Again, thank you so much for joining us into the bulletin. President Museveni, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, has presided over the graduation of 4,212 local defense personnel at Olilim Training School in Katakwi District. These recruits were part of a larger group of 9,690 who started training on June 2023 and had 4,212 successfully passed out on this occasion. Notably, most of them had A-level certificates, with 500 having degrees. President Museveni congratulated the recruits and commended Uganda's progress in the educational institutions. He advised them to maintain good health to serve the country effectively. In terms of infrastructure, he emphasized the need to equip army training schools adequately. Regarding security, he expressed that the issue was resolved by apprehending wrestlers rather than confrontations, and he mentioned dealing with cattle theft by outsiders such as the Turkanas from Kenya.
For today, thank you very much for the quietness which is currently prevailing right inside Karamoja itself, but also in all neighboring areas.
On the issue of the insecurity that was going on here, there is what the Banyankore call Okunyata, or Bagana call it Okulia Maruma. When you eat food without sauce, what do you call it in Ateso?
I bang.
Huh?
I bang.
I bang.
Ego.
Yes, the commanders here were I banging the enemy. These are nothing. They are very easy to deal with. But some of the commanders don't know that if you eat food without sauce, it can even kill you. It can choke you in the throat. So they will retire soldiers, following the soldiers, these indisciplined people on foot, just wasting soldiers' time. And yet there is so much capacity in the system which they were not using. You can even, these indisciplined characters were even going and staying in the wilderness, in the bush. So I had a meeting in Barregi with all these people. And I said, please stop eye-banging these people. You must have sauce. You also put in salt. Because if you don't put salt, Banyankore say it is ebinyiga. What do you call it in Ateso when you eat food without salt?
Epiana.
Huh?
Epiana.
Epiana.
Yeah, epiana.
So I bang epiana.
Dokwana imam jigwe kina munyo dia dumunyo be piane dia.
Because they were just wasting soldiers' time.
Autasai chanchana paki ni kiari noi.
By not using this capacity, that capacity there, they don't use it. They just use fatanyayo.
Now, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has met the ambassador of Russia to Uganda, His Excellency Wetland Semilovos, and discussed further cooperation in the education and sports sector. The First Lady appreciated the friendship and cooperation between Uganda and Russia and was grateful for the support Russia gives Uganda, especially the scholarships through the Ministry of Education. Relatedly, Janet Museveni also appreciated Government of India for the fully sponsored scholarships it has been awarding Ugandan students over the years. She requested the Indian High Commissioner to let it become a norm for all scholarships offered by Government of India to be directed through the Ministry of Education and Sports.
The First Lady appreciated the friendship and cooperation between Uganda and Russia and was grateful for the support Russia gives Uganda, especially the scholarships through the Ministry of Education. She, however, regretted the failure to fully utilize the scholarships, sometimes owing to the financial constraints of the students who are required to partly fund their fare, studies and stay in Russia. In recent years, the number of Russian state-funded scholarships allocated to Uganda have been steadily increasing and now stands at 50 partial scholarships at bachelor's, specialist, master and PhD level in the Russian Federation universities in the year 2023 to 2024 academic year. She welcomed the plans that are underway by the Russian Ministry of Education in collaboration with the Russian Orthodox Church to establish a vocational training facility in Kampala in the near future, which will be run by the Russian experts to train Ugandans.
We have done a major support to the government of Uganda and to education in particular, and we can't know how to thank you, because that will take the problem that we have now. We have technical institutes, but we do not have people who have the technical know-how to train our people. And so when that happens, we will let you know what professions we lack and we would like to start with. And then if they can be trained here, so that our technical institutes can have trainers, really, we will be so grateful indeed.
She also lauded the good news of a vocational training project that has 218 fully funded scholarship slots for Ugandan females starting next year, while the males will be accommodated in the subsequent year. Russia's ambassador to Uganda said that Russia attaches special importance to the two countries' relationship in the field of education.
We've been doing this since the Soviet times, when we established here the Busitema Vocational Training School, which later evolved into Busitema University.
Okay.
Because it was our thinking that we need on our part to help Uganda to develop professional skills and to raise as many professionals for the national economy.
Right.
So now Busitema is one of renowned universities in Uganda, and which is very successful.
The sports minister, Peter Ogwang, pointed out the challenge of lack of sports doctors and their training in the country. He reported that during his recent visit to Russia, the sports minister of Russia promised to help Uganda in this area. In another development, the Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has appreciated the government of India for the fully sponsored scholarships it has been awarding to Ugandan students over the years. She requested the Indian High Commissioner to let it become the norm for all scholarship offers from Government of India to be directed through the Ministry of Education and Sports. She said this will help the students to know the available offers and also ensure easy follow-up of all the courses taken up by the learners, as well as follow-up of the students while in India. The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports was welcoming India's High Commission to Uganda, His Excellency Upenda Singh, who paid a courtesy call on her at State House Nakasero. He was accompanied by the Second Secretary, Political, Commerce and Consular, Jitendra Singh. The government of Uganda has been receiving 35 full-time sponsored scholarship offers at undergraduate, master's and PhD levels from the government of India. In addition, India also offers over 150 high-tech scholarships to people already in employment each year, and these are handled under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It also offers between 50 to 100 scholarships to military officers in defense institutes in India every year. His Excellency Upenda, who recently joined the Indian High Commission in Uganda, said he loves the country and appreciated the President, government and people of Uganda for enabling the integration of the Indian community in the society. The meeting was also attended by senior technical officers from the Education and Sports Ministry, including Permanent Secretary Katie Lamaro, the Undersecretary of Finance and Administration, Dr. Jane Egao, Commissioner for University Education and Training, Timothy Sejoba, and Mase Mugoa, plus the National Council of Sports General Secretary, Dr. Patrick Ogwell. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Now, the First Lady, also the Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, has urged youth to desist the immoral culture of the world which intends to entice them into evil. Janet Museveni was officiating at the 6th National Youth Convention and tipped young people on the best approaches of appreciating internet convenience.
The National Youth Forum was established by the First Lady, also Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, in 1992, with basic faith values of modeling the youth and honoring God with their bodies in life.
Want to see you live and live meaningful lives. They volunteer to come here and spend days speaking to you because we want to see your future. We want to see you play the role God purposed for your lives in our future. I hope you take these conventions really seriously.
Minister Janet Museveni implored the youth to desist from foreign cultures intending to divert their faith.
Please choose not to defile your bodies, which are the temple of the Holy Spirit. Determine to say no to the immoral culture of the world, which tries to entice you into evil deeds, addictions, and temptations. Remember, these vices are spread among other things through peer pressure and varied communication channels such as social media and print media, the internet, and so on and so forth.
On the issue of contraceptives to school-going children, Janet Museveni disagrees with the idea and encouraged positive parenting and abstaining.
Planning, that's what they are saying these days. They need our children to go on the pill and start family planning. Now, why would a child who's not even married, who so young at school, go on to family planning? Why? Family planning is for family planning, indeed. For the families who want to space their children, who want to determine how many numbers of children they want. But why would any man, sane man, say to a child at school that they should go on family planning so that they won't get pregnant?
The convention is centered on galvanizing the faith of young people and how to succeed in life while prioritizing biblical teachings.
The youth of Uganda, the time has come to prepare for the emerging trend. And you must understand the intensity of it, the depth of it, so that we don't play around. Can I hear amen?
And every ideology that has come to counter God's plan for our family. We must be a people that will rise and make a declaration that when we bring a war to our house, it is that we shall raise up our children in the way of the Lord. That men will begin to pray over their sons. That sisters will begin to pray over their daughters.
The board of Uganda Youth Forum has resolved to combine operations of the forum with the patriotic clubs. This will empower young people with necessary skills of managing daily life and leadership. Abdul Nasir Lubwama for UBC.
Now, 2 suspected ADF rebels are reported to have set ablaze a truck registration number UBN 624N, killing 2 people on spot, and 1 sustained injuries and 2 survived. The burnt truck was ferrying onions to Mpondwe market, situated at the Uganda DRC border of Mpondwe Kasindi.
Suspected ADF rebels have burnt to ashes a truck from Kisoro district heading to Mpondwe Lubiriha market in Kasese district, carrying onions. Out of the 5 people on board, 2 were killed. 1 sustained severe injuries and the other 2 survived narrowly. The incident took place last night around 1 a.m. at Kathulovu village along Kasese Mpondwe highway, barely a kilometer away from Rusese military barracks.
This happened at Katozo Junction along Wera Kinyamaseke Kasese Road in Kasese district, and the trailer had only 4 occupants, where one male was shot dead, another male was seriously injured and has been rushed to Wera Hospital. 1 female survived without any injury, and 1 man is yet to be seen.
Reports indicate that the suspected rebels first tried to attack the local people in the area before they turned their attention to the truck, which was heading to the border market of Mpondwe Lubiriha.
Our squads of UPDF 5 Battalion are tracking down the attackers. When there are more details available, we shall inform the country.
Unclassified information indicates that the suspected ADF rebels are part of the batch of the ADF rebels that made attempts to cross to Uganda last Friday as the UPDF forces intensified the pursuit of the ADF rebels in Virunga National Park, where they have been hiding and planning to make attacks on the local population.
We believe these elements who came here last night are part of the group that attacked here last Friday. Today is Friday again, about a week ago. 5 of those elements disappeared through our national park, and we believe they have been hiding there. These are probably the core of the group that came here last night.
Residents and local leaders have appealed to government and the UPDF leadership to multiply deployment of troops along porous border crossing areas.
The community should remain vigilant as they have been. And we are in charge. We are remaining, in fact, we are following them up.
Now, the National Environment Management Authority has started an operation to evict all people who encroach on wetlands in Uganda. The operation, conducted in partnership with Kampala Capital City Authority and Environmental Police, has seen about 1,000 people evicted from Lubiji wetlands in Bulenga Mitiana Road.
The National Environment Management Authority and Ministry of Water and Environment, KCCA, and Uganda Police Force have started implementing the presidential directive to remove all encroachers from wetlands to restore the natural resource. Bulenga timber dealers had established business at Rubiji Wetland, and these have been evicted with some timber destroyed. Some business people were given opportunity to remove their timber, but engaged in bitter exchanges with enforcement. Timber sellers claim they have been paying taxes and licenses in this place and also monthly rent of between 6 to 8 million shillings.
Mr. Idi has been our landlord, and we have been paying him. And here we are about 600 workers, and the place code Bulenga Poloseras.
The wetland had a number of kiosks selling eats and soft drinks and some residential permanent houses which have been razed down by the enforcement. The access road to houses constructed in this wetland has also been destroyed. National Environment Management Authority since July this year has been engaging with these people, sensitized them and issued them restoration order and the eviction notice to vacate the place before 13th October, which they never did. The Public Relations Officer, NEMA, William Lobolwa, says people are very stubborn, but even local authorities are not cooperating with central government.
Later, we came and gave them the restoration orders of this place. Restore this place and go. Eviction notice. Restore the place which you've been using illegally and go. And we agreed that today, 13th October 2023, if you are still here, we shall evict you, we shall take you throughout by force. The good thing we are supported, and this is a directive that these people here have been saying that Wakiso local government has been asking them to stay and just give them dues, pay them dues. But we are saying this is Uganda.
Some local authorities we interacted with question where NEMA was at the time these encroached on the wetland.
Amanyi nga bagalina lwaki olinda omuntu okubaako kye yeekolera kye yeeyizaawo ate n'omuleka w'ebbanga then bw'amala okwezima ng'olaba atandise okubuguma n'ogamba omugyewo.
The Manager Environmental Protection Force in NEMA, Major Joshua Karamaji, said they have divided Rubiji into 14 areas that have been encroached on, expressing a challenge of reoccurrence of encroachment.
I think that is expensive. We have to, as you've seen here, we have to demolish. We are also planning to do an extensive restoration plan for removing soil and even planting the wetland so that we can restore it to its natural form.
Enforcement started early Friday morning, razing down any structure around this wetland and destroying everything that they came across, but spared some people's businesses they found on the roadside, giving them an opportunity to remove them. I'm Nafka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Bulenga.
Now, President Yoweri Museveni is expected to preside over the closure of the training over 250 local leaders from Karamoja sub-region. While addressing the trainees, Prime Minister Robin Anabanja noted that government has started the process of empowering local leaders in Karamoja to be role models to the communities they lead.
Prime Minister Robin Anabanja has noted that among the 10-point programs of NRM government, one of them was to develop Karamoja. She was addressing over 250 local leaders from Karamoja region at Oliver Reginald Tambo School of Leadership and Pan-African Center of Excellence, Kaweweta, in Kasese district.
Dam and viaducts were constructed during that period. Do you remember? We have now agreed that those dams that need silting, should be silted using the budget of Karamoja Ministry.
Prime Minister Nabanja said leaders need to be change agents if they are to help their communities for socio-economic transformation.
We are going to make you model leaders.
Premier Nabanja said President Yoweri Museveni prioritizes the well-being of the people of Karamoja. For a reason, he established an affirmative ministry under the office of the Prime Minister to address specific challenges affecting Karamoja.
When he created this ministry, he gave you his wife. He gave you his wife to be the minister for Karamoja. Do you remember? Yes.
The UPDF Chief Political Commissar Major General Henry Masiko says the training is meant to orient the leaders to the development agenda of the country.
This revolutionary system that made a bold step to redefine and diagnose properly the problem and issues of Karamoja.
Felix Mark Lochale, the LC5 chairperson Karinga, says they are now prepared and energized to develop Karamoja.
Now, agents of change, as we say, as we get back to the Karamoja region, we shall turn around the story to change the Karamoja sub-region positively.
The 3 weeks training emphasized leadership skills, appreciating government programs, and benchmarking on what other leaders in Kasese are doing in the transformation agenda.
We encourage our people, the farmers, to look at other enterprises apart from cattle keeping.
Now, the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, in collaboration with over 200 ICT companies for exhibition at Kololo Independence Ground next week to boost employment opportunities for the youth in the ICT sector in this country. The Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Chris Bariomonsi, the Minister for ICT, revealed this during the graduation ceremony for Universal Institute of Graphics and Technology.
We have a job fair where we have invited all companies and organizations in the field of ICT and related areas to come and have an exhibition for 2 days on a Tuesday and Wednesday next week in Kororo, where we want them to interface with young people, especially those who are seeking employment opportunities, internship opportunities, and any other form of trainings. So this is a platform that brings together all of these companies, and young people are invited to come and interface. Our urge and appeal to our young people is that they should be honest and exercise the highest level of integrity in areas of work and wherever they live. Let's not be moved by greed, because we have a challenge of corruption and misuse and abuse of our offices and resources which are available for not only those in the government but also in the other offices. And therefore, we would want a generation that is honest.
Our expectation from the graduates is to take the skills to the community to nurture and change the setback that we had after COVID. People didn't know the importance of technology. Now we are seeing that without technology, life is not possible.
Medical experts and civil society organizations are concerned over the increasing numbers of eyesight patients with limited eye specialists in the country to manage the emergency numbers. They now want government through the Ministry of Health to increase on the numbers of eye specialists or specialists and adjust to the budget allocated to eye clinic.
Uganda joined the rest of the world to celebrate the World Sight Day in Entebbe with the aim of raising awareness among the public about visual problems.
So I know you have the businesses, mommy and daddy. I know you want to get my school fees, but the eyes need to rest.
It is believed that 2.2 billion people globally are suffering with visual-related impairment.
As you realize, the diabetic clinics are quite heavy in all the regional referral hospitals. And we are not doing much in that area because people are not controlling diet. People no longer want to do exercises. People are engaged in excessive consumption of alcohol. So diabetes is on the rise, and with that, complications of diabetes in the what? In the eye.
Despite of the increasing cases of eye patients, medical experts are worried about the limited numbers of eye specialists to attend to eye patients.
We have only 60 eye specialists in the country. Many of these eye specialists are supposed to be distributed across regional referral hospitals in Uganda. And our senior consultant already mentioned that we have our cadres in reserve and they have not yet been deployed.
I mean, the budget of Ministry of Health, Eye Health only has a paltry 1%. What will that do? The salaries, and salaries which are devoid of the ophthalmologists we want in our regional centers. Now,
the president, Ophthalmology Society of Uganda, Dr. James Erima, cautioned the general public to always go for eye checkups and implored other partners to come out and improve eye service care in the country.
I would like to implore the health management in Entebbe here to recruit an eye specialist who will take charge of eye activities in Entebbe here. Having said that, we have at least 7 other regional referral hospitals that still need ophthalmologists, and I hope that we can take action towards that.
Entebbe Regional Referral Hospital's Dr. Peterson Chebambe says there is a number of an activity conducted ahead of this day, including giving free medical service to the general public.
But also use this opportunity to alert the Minister of Health that we have wage. We do have wage to pay for ophthalmologists and other officers. The only snag we have is that there's been a moratorium on recruitment.
During the celebrations, some people who have played pivotal role in eye service delivery, including the Lions Clubs of Uganda, District 411B, were awarded with certificates of appreciation. This year's Eye Sight Day celebrations were held under the theme, Love Your Eyes at Work. I'm Navka Farida and Sulaka Gugube.
Now, March India Magistrate Court has released 45 National Unity Platform supporters on bail out of the 46 who are facing charges of holding unlawful assemblies during the 1 million march organized by UNEB to Entebbe International Airport.
Last week, March India Magistrates Court before Magistrate Elusha Alinaitwe charged and remanded over 40 National Unity Platform supporters on one count of holding unlawful assembly, which offences they all pleaded not guilty to. Through their legal team, they applied to be released on bail, by each presenting 2 sureties and issues concerning with their health status, among other grounds. However, prosecution led by Hope Mutonyi Friday objected to their prayer, saying some of the accused and sureties have failed to present to court their areas of residence, among other grounds. She asked court not to grant them bail. Magistrate Elusha Alinaitwe has granted a cash bail of 200,000 Ugandan shillings to 45 out of 46 accused persons, and sureties 10 million non-cash.
It is my finding that the sureties herein, majority of which are local leaders, have provided the bare minimum for this court to determine their suitability. I therefore find them suitable and substantial. However, in order for me to satisfy myself with the appearance of the accused person, I shall impose a cash bond on each accused person of 200,000.
Shamim Malende, lawyer, and some of the relatives of the accused were pleased with the ruling and promised to see other accused persons out of prison.
Because the sureties know their role, we presented all the documents, and there is no reason whatsoever that the state gave that could make the application, bail application, be rejected by court, because no reasons for abscondment were, to justify the accused persons with abscond were actually submitted to court.
Nankantwala omukisa guno okwebaza Honorable Malende okujja okutuyimirirawo ku bantu baffe, kitulaze nti mutulwanirira, kitulaze nti ekibiina kitulowoozaako.
The accused include Nakazibwa Halima, Semwanga Godfrey, Nalubega Veronica, Narwanga Joseph, Tamale Ahmed, among others. The accused were arrested from different parts of Entebbe last week on allegations of organizing and holding unlawful assembly in line with the 1 million march to welcome the National Unity Platform President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu from South Africa. Court resumed on 1st November 2023 for mention of the case. Meanwhile, Chira Magistrates Court has dismissed the torture offences which were leveled against Bishop Jacinto Chibuuka of Evangelical Orthodox Church. Bishop Jacinto Chibuuka was on 27th August 2023 arrested on allegations of torturing one Oseno Dennis Mukisa, his follower. However, he pleaded not guilty to all the alleged offences. Magistrate Lozi Nsenge, in dismissing the case, was of the view that prosecution failed to present evidence to court. Court held that at the time the alleged offences were committed, Bishop Jacinto Chibuuka was attending a seminary in Mitalamali MPG district. Bishop Jacinto Chibuuka was pleased with the court's ruling by holding a Thanksgiving prayer at his church in Namugongo.
We thank Almighty God for the growth of this church amidst the challenges from all angles. May the Lord always be praised.
While narrating what he went through in court, Bishop Jacinto Chibuuka wept. However, he thanked God and those who have been there with him during the trial moments.
I was at the seminary opening up the first semester of the academic year. By the time the incidents happened, God should forgive such people. I'm a free guy now. We want to forgive those and people with those bad hearts that always want to see other people crying or in agony, especially people who stand for the truth.
Deborah Namamonde, Susan Nabugode, UBC News.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cash back every week. It's free of charge.
Wano nno tuli Bukoto era lero we tugenda okugaba pichipichi yaffe eri omwanguzi waffe wano we tuzze.
I'm so excited and I'm sure even all the people, all the staff at Kwaliwath are all excited. We thank you very, very much.
Myaka 25 nga MTN ewereza naye nga buli week tugaba pichipichi 5.
Very, very excited. I'm excited about MTN giving back to its customers. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, MTN.
The fact that we have won really shows that people like Mama. Their services are really nice. MTN, your services are okay. The network is good. We are satisfied.
Chikola sense ne?
Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too. Dial *100*0# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*0#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*0# to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, in partnership with Huawei, has organized the second annual National ICT Job Fair 2023, which will take place at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds on the 17th and 18th of October 2023. The main objective is to address the unemployment gap among the youth in Uganda by providing a platform for them to interact with multiple employers, access job opportunities, internships, apprenticeships, and training programs in the ICT sector. The chief guest will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. All members of the public are invited.
Oyagaliza famire yo obugagga n'obulamu obulungi yiga bw'oyinza okubifuna ng'okozesa science ne tekinologiya ng'oyita mu butonde. Omukenkufu Nyanzi Julius ekyuma kiwagala kyuma akuwandiikidde ekitabo ky'otasaanye kusubwa kusoma. Ekitabo kino akituumye Money Grows on Trees, sente zimera ku miti. Weefunire kopi ku siringi $200 gyokka ku kitebe kya Prof Bio Research ku Katorio Mall, ku matabi g'amatundiro g'ebitabo aga Aristoc Booklex, ku Acacia Mall, Garden City, Kampala Road ne ku mitimbagano ja Jumia Uganda. Oba kuba 0703-M52-M52 tukikutuuseeko wonna w'oli. Jukira nti Money Grows on Trees, sente zimera ku miti.
Tubaniriza mu Jinja Central Market twide wano okuba nga twedusa abantu okuwaayo kumbaga ya mwenemu nga bakozesa momope. Kati mu Jinja Central Market sobola okuba nga tuwaya n'abatyamye momope n'eri kwogeza abantu obwamu.
Tamu ndani. Otemu mukaga. Otemu itanga. Otemu sita. Onige isatu. Onige ash. Onige yes. Aye nga tuwayo tikashi, nga tuwayo nga tubita ku momope. Enkola ya MTN. Niga 70. 70. 70.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Thank you so much for allowing us again into your space. As we continue, we welcome you from that short break. The resident city commissioner leader Ngora Lawrence Emmy has intervened in the affairs of Yahweh Pentecostal Christians after alleged complaints about harassment by security.
Christians of Yahweh Pentecostal churches from Lango districts have repeatedly made counter accusations of security collusion with their fellow Pentecostal assemblies of God in church ownership and land disputes.
My humble appeal to the DPP to intervene in the torture that the PAG members are putting on us.
After a longer period of complaints, the leaders petitioned the president about their concerns through the RCC Rasita Egole Lawrence Emmy.
Thank you so much. We are having two parties, PAG. And another one is Yahweh Pentecostal Mission. Yeah, it has come to our understanding as Yahweh. That is an order which is being directed on Yahweh Pentecostal Mission, so that this petition may reach the president, who is the fountain owner.
Egole promised to convey their message to President Museveni at an appropriate time.
By the end of the day, this petition will have reached the Honourable Minister of Presidency, and I believe she will make every effort to have this petition to the President so that their cries directly reach the President.
However, during the meeting at the RCC's office, police led by DPC Lira Sita Joseph Pakalike and others clashed with the Christians who are heading towards the Yahweh Church. Police even fired tear gas at them on allegations of holding a demonstration.
Wait for our visitors to come so that we escort him up to where we are going to sit.
We don't have any high defense around. As we see many people, we don't have any stone in our hand, we don't have any stick. But they are too much interrupting us.
The tense situation forced RCC Egole, his deputies, the DPC Bakalike and other leaders to rush to the church to calm down tempers. The head Yahweh Pentecostal Mission, Bishop Joel Mukalu, reported to the RCC the challenges they face amidst the criticism and the act of beating them.
Away from loving the president, that is risk, that's bad. President, one of the because for the answer, you know, these people are not happy with many MPs who are keeping quiet as they're being tortured. It shows me that they want dialogue with the president. Whoever had the gun to shoot, I don't think he can tell us that he also contributed the chicken to build any of these churches we're talking about.
DPC Joseph Bakaleke apologized to the Christians for the incident and urged them to remain calm.
I want to say that we regret the activities that happened there.
RCC Egole promised to address the issues.
You have had a battle, and that battle reached before the courts of law. When you stay calm, and you have again petitioned the president, he's a leader who loves everybody. And he's a leader who listens to the cry of the people he leads.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Jinja City residents and market vendors in particular have been implored to ensure utmost cleanliness to avoid polluting the source of the Nile, which is just at a periphery of the city. This was as the city hosted Nile walkers who made a triumphant entry at the source of the Nile in Jinja City.
As of 2020, the population of Jinja City was estimated to be about 300,000 people, from whom a total of 150 tons of solid waste is generated daily. Of this waste, less than half is collected, leaving a chunk of it unattended to. With the source of the Nile at the periphery of the city, Jinja City residents have a task of preventing water pollution, lest the whole chain of over 250 million lives that depend on it could suffer dire consequences.
We need to clean up our environment if we are going to sustain this resource. We have an obligation as Uganda that much as we expect to receive clean water from countries such as Kenya, Tanzania, because some of the rivers that feed into Lake Victoria, that's where they originate. We have an obligation to send equally good water to downstream countries like Sudan, South Sudan, and Egypt. Not only water of good quality, but also of adequate quantity, because there are developments that have taken place and they're counting that this water will continue flowing. So this is an obligation as humans that we have to make sure that we fulfill.
This Friday, participants of the Nile Basin Walk joined residents of Jinja City in a cleanup exercise, one of the pre-events of the Nile Basin Development Forum conference slated for 16th this month.
We have been to many markets, we have been to many districts, public places. The challenges you see is sanitation, but I'm happy that you people are clean people. I ask you to continue maintaining hygiene in this place.
Mutesi Rebecca from Jinja City Environment Office represented the city leadership in the exercise.
Customer
batunda biraga customer care.
Yonja ekifo kyo soleza kasasiro mutwale mu kifo ekituufu basobole okuntwala walina okuba. So olwaleero ndikwenda tugebagale ku kintu kino tuyonje ekifo kyetukoleramu.
Government, through National Environmental Management Authority, is implementing a city cleaner program with the aim of promoting clean cities countrywide.
And we are going to work with all the cities in this country to ensure that every city has a practice of cleanliness. And this should not be a one-off, it should be a practice of every week.
By close of business Friday 13th October 2023, the workers had reached Mbiko Town Council in Wiyikwe district after covering over 600 kilometers. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Now, the Deputy IGG, Dr. Patricia Okerea, has appealed to the alumni of College, Wairaka College, to support the colleagues' infrastructure, which is in warring status. The college is one of the oldest traditional schools with asbestos roof that has dilapidated.
College, formerly Wairaka College, was an agricultural school established in 1947 by the Madivani Group. To date, the structures are of asbestos roof and dilapidated. Uganda's Deputy IGG, Dr. Patricia Lukoma, visited the college at the occasion to raise funds for infrastructural development of College Wairaka. She was touched by the poor status of the college.
Maljubai, Wairaka is in crisis today. What is it that we can do to bring it up to the competitive level we wish it to get to? In this school, this is where I determined that I should become a lawyer who should be helping as many people as possible. We were looking at the broken walls of some of the structures we benefited from. I looked at my house and it is in ruins, and that was Choga House. The sick bay needs revamping. I looked at some structures still having the old asbestos of long ago. We need to do something.
Marathon student, also world marathon star Joshua Cheptegei, promised to support in restoring the college's infrastructure.
Get back to the college, the great college, and good to see you guys still keeping on the spirit, the Wairaka spirit still alive. And I want to commend you for keeping that fire and remaining strong. This college that can come up with great people like us, like you.
Earlier on, Cheptegei flagged off runners for the Wairaka Marathon to raise funds. The school, sitting on over 80 acres of land, has only 500 students. College Wairaka is a government-aided school offering skill programs in home economics, carpentry, agriculture, technical drawing. Javiana Francisco, UBC.
The Bishop of Kiyinda Mityana Diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Joseph Anthony Ziwa, has advised UNEB candidates to utilize the knowledge gained in classrooms and from their private readings to excel in their final exams. Bishop Ziwa was advising candidates to prepare for the future associated to growing up the moment they are through their examinations. He was offering blessings to the candidates of Mityana Modern Senior Secondary School.
A number of candidates sitting this year's UNEB examinations have been briefed on how to write their final examinations. Senior 4 candidates in particular have been briefed on how to conduct themselves as they answer UNEB questions with one clarion call not to cheat. The Bishop Chi in the Mityana Catholic Diocese, the Right Reverend Dr. Joseph Anthony Ziwa, prayed for over 400 Senior 4 candidates of Mityana Modern Senior Secondary School and advised them to utilize the remaining time to excel.
So that's where I'm focusing my message that I'm going to
to pronounce life after examinations. We began our day with the prayers, and we asked God to pray for you, and we have blessed you. Blessed are you who have been blessed this morning.
The mass attracted parents, teachers, students, and a cross-section of priests, catechists, sisters, and community leaders. Bishops were commended proprietors of private schools in the diocese for supporting the Catholic Church and government in providing quality education to the young generation. The educationist and proprietor of Mitiana Modern SSS, Godfrey Mbalire, appealed to the candidates to utilize the skills and knowledge gained in classrooms to carve a better future for themselves and their community. Sandra Kahunde, Salongo Kasibante, UBC News.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too. Dial *100*0# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*0#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*0# to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
And in business, the Assistant Commissioner Technical Vocational Education and Training, TVET, Eddie Turiatemba, is concerned over the poor involvement of the girl child in vocational training, yet it is the basis for job creation. Let's hear more in this report.
You can lower it as you come and put it on back. Put it on as you go back. Congratulations.
34.4% are young girls. I want to take this great opportunity to thank more especially the ladies who are doing these courses. The courses in technical, they are also for the female. There is a stereotyping that courses in technical are for the boys. That is not true. I want to appeal more especially to parents. Parents, do not deprive the parents of these younger girls to come in vocational institutions. Bring them.
Will require emotional adjustment for entering a new phase in their lives, and your management styles may have to change too. Pursue positions in order to contribute to a better world. I take this opportunity of wishing all graduates the very best in your future endeavors.
Would like therefore to request your continued partnership in making 9 vocational institutes to achieve its vision of becoming a center of vocational excellence in Africa. We've heard from our principal education officer that the government has withdrawn this support, and yet there are students who were already admitted to pursue these courses under the government sponsorship, and so we are in dilemma, and I request your indulgence, Doctor, in this matter.
Uganda only one.
Well, into the world of sports, excitement and pride filled the air as Kibuli Senior Secondary School emerged triumphant in the East African School Games held recently in Kigali, Rwanda. The school's boys and girls badminton teams clinched victory, securing their spot to represent Uganda in the upcoming international tournament in Bahrain and Dubai.
Kibuli Secondary School's tradition of success in both academics and extracurricular activities promises a bright future as they continue nurturing the next generation of talented young athletes.
I'm on the national team.
Let's get to the street now.
That is correct.
During the school sports dinner, Prince Kalifan Lukanga Kakungulu expressed his heartfelt appreciation for the school's role in elevating Uganda's standing in sports, particularly among the youth.
Me to thank the entire school administration for all the work they've been doing in order to maintain both the academics and the sports.
He highlighted the potential for sports to be a viable career, citing the immense success of iconic figures like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, who have achieved tremendous wealth through football.
More than 300,000 British pounds a week, not Uganda shillings. So I think if we could tap, if we could join sports, we could excel and then be getting such huge amounts of money.
A member of the school management committee, Hajat Dr. Sada Chimuli, emphasized the importance of discipline in sports. She urged the students to cultivate calmness and determination to excel in sports, believing it to be a foundation for leaving a lasting legacy in the future.
Reasons why the board is highly engaged in the sports. One, we expect that as a sports person, we are instilling discipline within you, which is a major virtue we need from you as a Chibuli secondary school student.
Haj Ibrahim Semakade, the headmaster of Chibuli Senior Secondary School, acknowledged the support of generous individuals and organizations in facilitating the school's teams to represent Uganda on the international stage.
The promise for each team that gets to the finals, that was a personal promise, not as a head teacher, but a personal promise. I think I will have to take, to request the board to join me.
The director of sports at Chibuli Secondary School, Kasuja Areas, lamented the loss of many talented athletes who had graduated after completing their senior 6 education. Crispus Arinitwe, Richard Chirembeka, UBC News.
And as we sign out, let's have the recap on our headlines. Janet Museveni discusses education sector with Russian envoy. Suspected ADF rebels kill 2, injure 1 in Kasese. Parliament tasks government to prioritize physical planning. And lastly, over 1,000 evicted from Rubiji Wetland. That's it from us. Thank you so much for being a part of us. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango Mugalo Mohammed on sign language, and we appreciate your time for now. It's a good night, but stay tuned.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.